Once again, and welcome back to another movie review. And for this movie review, I'm doing another horror film, so to say. And this time, um, it's about in this type of horror genre that's not too many is made though, but I consider this a very decent film. And for what it was. And this time I'm reviewing the 1977 film called The Pack. The Pack, like I said, came released in 1977 and stars Jonah Baker. Jonah Baker, he appeared in the original Walking Tall films, and he had a little role in Congo as well. But he's been in other films as well. And now what it is about killer dogs. Now it's a pack of killer dogs. And now I would definitely put this as the second best one because of course my all-time favorite is one I absolutely love is Stephen King's Cujo. That's still the best killer dog film, and I love that movie. That's definitely the best one, and it's one of my favorite Stephen King films. I mean, Cujo is just great, though. But I'll put this at number 2. And there has been some other killer dog films. There is another one that I did a review called Man's Best Friend. Which I have a couple of nitpicks here and there, but overall I liked Man's Best Friend. Lance Henriksen was good. Ali Shady was good in that film. There's some other ones. I think there was I think there was another one called The Breed. I think it was, and it stars Michelle Rodriguez. And that one I saw once. I thought I don't think it wasn't horrible, but I think it was an alright film. Well, except for the ending, though. The ending was like, you could see coming a mile away, though. But the Brie I thought was an alright film. And this one right here, I thought was a completely which I think this film was much better than this film right here. This film was just. Well, one day I'll have to do a rant on this one, but this one was just not as good. I mean, we compare it to these two films. When you compare it to these two films, like the dogs in this film called dogs, these were not vicious looking dogs. Here in this film, these were. So, but one day I'll have to do a review on this. So yeah, not good. This is a better one. The story about this film is that in the which by the way for the director is directed by Robert Clouse, which he's famously known. He directed the Bruce Lee film Enter the Dragon. Really enough, and I was like, really, the guy who directed Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee directed a film about a pack of killer dogs. Kind of interesting. And he is also, I think it says also directed a film called Deadly Eyes. It was about killer rats. I have to watch that film again, but Enter the Dragon is probably his most famous film though. But yeah, the director of Enter the Dragon goes and directs this film about a pack of deadly dogs, killer dogs basically. And I was like, okay, that's kind of an interesting, choice. And the story is that there is this summer island called Seal Island, and what is the fact is that all these summer tourists, it's like spend summertime here. But the thing is, though, they have these dogs with them, and they just go they just when they leave the island, they just go right out and abandon them because which that thing that kind of bothers me because I hate seeing I just hate seeing dogs being left and abandoned and left to starve and stuff. And I mean the shows how these people are just especially these parents are just complete douchebags because even like one they tie up this one dog which you see in the rest of the film, like, and the kid says, "Oh, why don't we take him to town with us? We can't. Otherwise, we're just gonna put him in the pound and this and that." I'm like, screw that, Okay, or you just take. I would just take the dog with him, but or if you're gonna bring these dogs at first, or just why is the point of bringing these dogs to the island if you're just gonna leave them and abandon them? I have no idea, but these. Anyway, I guess it was just, any of these people would just go and leave these dogs just to starve and fend for themselves. They're just complete douchebags. Stupid. But yeah, that's what they do. They leave this one dog, they abandon it, they tie it up to a tree, or in the opening of the film, you see a horse. What you don't see who it was at first, though, but you see a horse get chased and then get killed, and Jonah Baker finds it later dead. Just to show, because what happens when you abandon these dogs, they become aggressive and vicious, and even times are rabid. So they have nothing else to eat, though. So they go out to feed on, flesh and stuff. So they goes to show they just went out and killed a horse. So that's what happens when you leave a dog and they just end up becoming vicious and and rabid as well. So and then Jonah Baker, which I thought Jonah Baker, I thought he did a really good job in the film. He has he's a strong character, not well, he has because he has a family though, but he's still a strong character. And so you have him and his family, and then this other group of people. Like when we see that dog that got abandoned, and there's this little old like a shack or something, and they have this leader of the pack, and they take the dog into their own pack. And the way they look at this, the dog leader of the pack, I thought it was like this is a show. This is how like this film, the dogs were not that threatening here, especially when you see the leader of this pack here. They can tell that this is a very vicious dog. All the other ones are vicious as well, but just the look of the leader of the pack, as you can tell, that's very vicious looking. And I thought that the people who train these dogs and do all this stuff, I thought all these dogs I thought did really well, acting all vicious and stuff. So, and there's one scene where there's this old guy who has a dog, and they have it at nighttime, and the pack goes and kills that dog, and then it kills the old man, and this is also not really that big of a body count movie because there's only been quite a few kills. It's not 10 people, a whole pack of dogs attacking a whole group of people left and right. It's only just a few people get killed, and the old man gets killed, including his dog. Or in other words, there's one this guy and the girl, I think they think they're brother and sister, I think it was. Sorry. And this guy with glasses, that he gets chased by a group by the pack, and I like sometimes when the shows with pack when they're running in slow mo. I like how the usage of the slow mo how it shows when the whole pack is running, chasing stuff. And the guy he's running, and he goes to this cliff, and which basically I think, well, he looks and then looks at the cliff and then looks at the pack is behind him. I guess you can see that he kind of commits suicide because she just goes and jumps off the cliff. It's like, would I rather go jump off the cliff or rather be torn apart by vicious dogs? She just goes and jumps off the cliff and he falls down, wham, splat on the rock bed. And then the other girl who was with him, I don't think she gets chased though, but she goes into that old shack where the pack is at. You don't see her until Jonah Baker shows and finds the place, and you see what I thought was kind of a little bit of a, I would say a little bit brutal scene because like she sees like I think gives an indication that she got torn apart by the dogs. It's like oh crap, you know. It goes to show what all these are all abandoned all these are all abandoned dogs, which goes to show like how many people have left these dogs all alone. Stupid people. But it was like, oh crap, you know, like they just find the remains of that one girl, just like didn't care that she got torn apart by the dogs. You don't see it, which I thought was a good thing because all you need him to see, all you need is like see him find the body and that's it, you know, because I thought it was made it kind of interesting. You can tell like you can see the horse get torn apart on the screen, but you just find the aftermath of it, which I thought was okay because you know. It worked fine in the film just for this film because you don't have to see actually the dogs attack the horse or attack the woman. All you need to see is what these did, the aftermath of what these dogs did, and that's it. Because you get the idea that how shows how vicious and threatening these dogs are compared to this one here. And Jonah Baker, he's figuring him in the group trying to find out what to do. And there's this one other guy when it's raining, he gets attacked by the dog because he's like looking for the two. I think it's the father of those two kids, the people that were missing. He gets attacked by the dogs, but he gets really wounded, and eventually he dies from his wounds because he got hurt real badly. Or I thought was another good sequence where Jonah Baker's wife, she gets attacked by the dogs and she's locked in her car, which that was like Cujo before. Well, this did before Cujo though, but she's stuck in her car and while she's surrounded by all the dogs, the leader is on the window. It's on the window, and one dog is it's a convertible. And you can see one of the dogs on top just ripping the top off. And just all the dogs like showing the teeth and stuff, showing, oh, they're going to get her and stuff. And then Jonah Baker, he comes up and he goes and he shoots the one that's on top. So, and which I like, Jonah Baker, he does get a couple of dogs. It's not like everyone's shooting all the dogs at once. No, he gets a couple and that's it. So he shoots one. And then that's when they get back, and that's before the other guy gets attacked in the rain. So, and then they're all stuck in the house. While which another guy which I recognize, R.G. Armstrong. He was the guy. I recognize he was in Predator. He was like the colonel at the beginning of Predator, talking with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers, and then you see him at the end when he's in the helicopter rescuing Arnold's character, which is like, oh wow, I recognize him. He was in the Colonel in Predator. Okay, yeah. I think I remember seeing him also in Children of the Corn. I think he was the old guy, the mechanic as well. I could be wrong though, because his face does look familiar, but I mostly remember him seeing from Predator. He's one who goes and rowing out in the sea trying to get some help though. But then by the end of the film, he gets picked up though. But he's alive though. But it looks like they say he suffered like from a heart attack or a stroke. But he's alive though. But so he's not unable to get some help to bring some help to the island. So that's out. But he is alive though. We just suffer I guess from a stroke or heart attack is what the person said though. But he's alive. But so basically the whole group of people are stuck on the island and they're on their own, and which then goes and it comes to another sequence where a good sequence where they're in the house and they're trying to board up the doors and stuff, and all the pack is surrounding the house, and the which is another good sequence where all the dogs are trying to come through the windows and trying to get in, and they're trying to fight it with sticks and stuff, and like one dog gets in, and then the family dog, a German Shepherd, fights is fighting one dog. They're scuffling around. And then Jonah Baker Jonah Baker he shoots another dog through a door. Like one guy tells him, and he's like, "Drop down," then pshh, shoots another dog. In the score, which is like the same piece of score that you heard a couple times in this movie, like the same score you hear when the guy goes and jumps off the cliff, or this is the same piece of score where as soon as Jonah Baker shoots the dog through the door, which I remember hearing that in the trailer for Beyond the Poseidon Adventure, as the end of the trailer goes. I was like, I recognize that piece of score. And I think that the score is by Lee Holdridge, which I thought was the score especially with that piece of score that you hear a couple times in the film, I thought it was a pretty decent piece of score. So then after that, they waited out a little bit more. They dumped because by this time the guy has died from the wounds, and they put him up to the dock and they leave him there. And by the next morning, another one guy by the name of Walker, he hears somebody on the dock, so he sees there's a boat. He tries to signal him, saying hey, hey, and tries to gives a shot to signal him, but the kids on the boat, they're completely ignoring the guy. But as soon as he turns around, the dogs are all on the dock, and he's like, "Stand back or I'll kill ya!" But he gets knocked into the water, and Jonah Baker, he's driving his truck, and I thought it was like a interesting shot where it's in slow mo, and as he's driving his truck on the pier, and as the dogs are going towards him, and it looks like they stop, and I don't know how it happened, but it looked like maybe they went underneath the car, but you see some go on avoid the car by going on the side though. But it looked like as he's going, like the car's coming this way, and you see the dogs coming from over here, and it seems like they went underneath. I think from what it looked like, I could be wrong, but there are some other dogs that went on the side as well. But from the first shot, it looked like some maybe went under the car, but I couldn't tell. But I thought it was kind of like a good looking shot. It was, and he gets the guy out, and it shows as he drives away. It shows that he did get one dog. He did run one dog over, because you see it as he's driving away. So that the Jonah Baker he gets an idea where he's gonna have all the rest of the people they go into this one place. And he's gonna create a diversion where he goes inside the house and go up into the attic, while one of the other guy closes it. When all the dogs are inside, they close the door, and he's gonna light the place the whole house on fire. So he sees the pack leaders. He's telling them, "Come on, you want a piece of me?" So all the dogs running. He's running to that. Tries to pull up the portable stairs to the attic, but some of the dogs are on it, so he's trying to pull it up, but with the weight on it. And the guy, as all the dogs were in, he shuts the door, blocks it so they can't get out. He starts getting the gasoline, and then lights the place on fire, and just how the way, and if you see when the leader of the dog, like he's on the stairs, and just seeing that up close shot, how the way the dog, how vicious it is, like just the look of the dog was like, oh wow, this dog is so vicious. It looks like a monster dog. Not an ordinary dog. It looks like an undead dog. Just how the way it looks, it's like dead black eyes, and just like showing us how it shows its teeth, and you see like it's got some kind of like a bit of I don't know what's it called. It's like it gets some a lot of red marks and stuff, like it has like a like a disease or something. I was like, the leader of this pack is like so vicious and ugly looking. It looks pretty good for this uh leader of the pack. And I thought that how they handled with especially the leader of the pack and all the rest of the dogs, they handled the dogs really well. They training all these dogs how to act like this and stuff like that, and the leader of the pack, especially just how the way this leader the pack leader looks, just looks like, oh my god, this looks like an. You can see you probably can't tell because the glare and stuff, but you see all these red spots and stuff all over this the leader of the pack. It looks like has like a freaking disease, like an undead dog, and I like how that looked. I don't know how else I can explain it, but I just like how the look of this leader looked. I thought it was very well done with this, especially the leader of this pack. But and there's another good scene where Jonah Baker, he has like these metal bed springs, and he's putting a barrier between him and the leader, and he jumps out the window, and the dog, the pack leader, he jumps off the roof too, but he ends up getting impaled. And then while everyone stands and watches, the house burns down with all the dogs in it. And then the one surviving dog is the one that got abandoned at the beginning of the film. So because this dog was not very that, because it was an innocent dog that got abandoned, but it was never vicious. It never wanted. I guess you could say it never wanted to be like the pack though, but well, it would have been killed, but they got the rope that was tied with. It got snagged onto a branch, and they see it was like acting all scared and stuff, and like Jonah Baker tries to feed it some crackers, and then as the screen freezes as the credits roll, the dog lifts his hand. So that was kind of a bit of a sweet ending with this one innocent dog that was not vicious. So the pack, I got. Now the first thing. Well, now here's some of the nitpicks I have. So some of the nitpicks I have is that the first, I would say, where is this? How long is this movie on for? It's only about 99 minutes, but I don't think it was a few minutes shorter than that. I think before the credits roll, I think it was like about 94 or 5, I think it was. So, like the first half, it's a build up. It's slowly building up to this finale at the end, all the sequences. Although I thought that the pacing was a little bit slow for my liking, because yeah, I understand it was building up to this satisfying second half, which I enjoy the second half. It was a very good, satisfying second half. I really got some entertainment out of that. But the first half, it was built up because, with all these characters and stuff, and so this shows a little bit of some of the dog attacks as well, though, but the chase scenes, but it was a little bit slow for my liking, though. But and another thing is the characters I honestly didn't care about. I mean Jonah Baker, I think he did a great job. But the other characters, even the other characters that played, like his wife and the other group of people, even R.G. Armstrong's character, I never got into those characters, because Jonah Baker was like the only character I liked. I mean, him right there. Maybe I would say they weren't awful though, but the characters I didn't care for. So yeah, I just that's why I would say it's a very good, decent film. I don't love the film, but because for those nitpicks, I would say I don't love the film. I mean, Cujo, that's still the best killer dog film, because I absolutely love that film. This I would definitely put at number 2, because for all number 2, because like I said, the Jonah Baker was a really strong character, but seeing all how vicious these dogs are, and especially the pack leader, how that dog looked and how vicious that dog was. I mean, just how the way that the pack leader looked, I thought it was like really vicious, and how so messed up this dog looks, especially when you see an up close face of it. I mean, it looks so messed up. I mean, in a good way. I mean, this dog looked really good and vicious looking. So, and getting all these dogs. I mean, these dogs were a lot more vicious than the one in this. This is a terrible. I would say this is like. I mean, this was like a year before this film. This film did much better. That's why I put this like a number 2 as the best killer dog film. Other ones that I think honestly, I think Man's Best Friend with Lance Henriksen and Ali Shady. I think this is much better than Dogs. So yeah, I think Man's Best Friend is at least I got some good entertainment from that film. So I'll put that number 3. I think I would, because there's not that many killer dog films. That's what there's not that too many. There was that other one called The Breed with Michelle Rodriguez. That was an alright film, but I think this film was much better. I mean, Cujo is better than any of these. Is better than any of these films though. But this one I easily put number 2, because the second half of the film I was so satisfied with. I was entertained by. The score I thought was pretty good, especially that piece of music that I heard a couple times, like when the guy jumped the cliff, or one that happened in the house. Because there's that piece of score I remember in that trailer for Beyond the Poseidon Adventure that was used. And in directing wise, by Robert Clouse, I mean, the guy did Enter the Dragon. I think he did a really good job. How him getting, especially of course, you have dog trainers, doing the helping as well though. But how to get Robert Clouse, how to get all these dogs to act so vicious and stuff. Of course, like I said before, you had dog trainers as well though, so they have to give credit to those people as well. But just how they made these dogs look so terrifying and stuff. I thought it was really well done. So yeah, that's basically what I have for my. Especially, well, like I said, this is just because they all became vicious, because they all got abandoned, because all these people were leaving this island. So we can't take them. We can't take it back to the city with us. We can't keep them. So we're just going to go to abandon them. I mean, jeez. Those people just bug the hell out of me. I like dogs, and I can't stand to see. I don't know how certain people's right minds. It's like it's okay to abandon dogs. The opening is. After the horse got attacked, it shows how all these people just abandon their dogs, showing the one people abandoning that innocent dog that appeared at the end as well. Sometimes people are just complete douchebags, especially to animals. Especially, I don't know how people in their right minds can just do that to animals. If you're not if why, it's like, why you do this to animals? If you're gonna do this to especially dogs, why are you keeping them in the first place? If you're not gonna put them in the pound, I know that though, but if you're just having a dog, you're not gonna do that. Why you have one in the first place if you're just going straight out abandoned, leaving it to starve? People are just sick in the heads when they just do that. That just bugs me. And seeing how they abandon dogs though, it just bugs me like that though, because that's a totally different subject though. But it just goes to show in the film, when you leave these dogs out abandoned to starve though, they have led to like only one option: to be aggressive and go either starve to death or go and hunt for flesh and stuff. So yeah, they became rabid and aggressive, and they have no choice but to hunt you down and kill you just to eat. So yeah, so that's my review for The Pack, 1977. It's a very good decent film. I got overall I got entertainment out of it. Jonah Baker especially the lead character, Jonah Baker, he did a great job. The dogs, I would say they also did a great job as well, especially the pack leader. But other than the nitpicks that I said about the first half slow pacing and the most characters I don't care about though. But other than that though, overall I like the film. And one day I will do a rant on this because this film was not as good. This film did it much better, miles better than this film. These dogs were very vicious and threatening in these films. This year, no. So one day I'll have to do a rant on that though. But The Pack, I liked. So that's my review of The Pack. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.